Good morning. I'm Jen Haston, and this is Haston Helping Hands. This week's episode is all about asking questions rather than hurling accusations at your partner. In this particular instance, I thought a situation was one way. My partner was seeing it another way. And I have permission to talk about this because, like you, I'm a passenger on this journey. I'm figuring this out as I go. And sometimes I do it really well, and sometimes I really screw up. And one of the biggest things about this is being humble enough to rumble. Brene Brown talks about this. Like, rumble conversations are conversations that you know are going to be difficult, involve some awkwardness, being vulnerable, that kind of thing. And one of the things that I'm learning is that being curious is so good for the soul. And saying words like, tell me more, and I'm not really understanding, help me understand. And it's definitely a tool that you develop over time. My partner is lovely, understanding, and very kind, and as am I. And the two of us do not always see eye to eye because we are two very different people. And because of that, we sometimes are at odds. And then after I dig in a little bit, I ask a couple of questions, it's really clear that we're actually on the same page. And so it's something that I discover over and over again. Now, there are times we're not on the same page, and that's where rumble language becomes important. Brene Brown talks about this, rumble language. So it's when you ask someone, that's not my experience, how are you seeing it? Another powerful tool of hers is to say, the story I'm making up is this. Because it gives the opportunity to the other person to say, that's a funny story, an interesting story. It's not a true story. But it's like, no, that's not what's going on at all. And, I asked him a really simple question this week when we did our weekly check-in. And I said, I have this picture. Is that accurate? Like, no, that's not accurate at all. It's like, okay, well, that's a big relief because I thought it was one way. It turned out to be another way. And it's so simple, but the best advice is the idea that if you ask a question rather than hurl an accusation at your partner, you're probably going to get a little bit further. You're probably going to get a lot more information, and they're not going to get defensive. And this is something that I work on. I work on this a lot. I, again, am a passenger on this flight. I am not the pilot. I hope that when you're thinking about your life and people that you need to question or be talking to, you're thinking about, what's the best way for me to approach this to get the answers that I need? Because it's very difficult sometimes to be a human, to walk around in these skin bags that we have is, I'm feeling all of this. This other person's not feeling any of this. I'm making up all of this, and the other person's not making up any of that. So it's important to stop and ask questions. So I'm Jen Haston, and this has been Haston Helping Hands. If you like this, if this helps you, please share and subscribe, and definitely tune in next week on Wednesday, which is when I do these messages. I hope you're having a great day. I'm Jen Haston. This has been Haston Helping Hands.